Anyway, hi, this is Grim Your Wednesdays. My name's Judy and I run Quiet Your Records, and we're doing this with Grimalkin Records and our friends at Rumblepak. We're chatting with some creative people who are doing some interesting things in a very weird time. So we're going to talk to Alice Hirsch, who's a photographer up in the ye olde north, and Sofia Lakis, who is in Richmond and not that far from me, but so far at the same time. So cool. Hi, Alice. How are you doing? Let's start off here.
I'm doing pretty good. I've been slowly fixing my sleep schedule, only to mess it up again, but I'm doing okay.
What is a good sleep schedule for you though? Because I feel like
a good sleep schedule for me is like going to bed at like any time before 1 a.m. and then waking up at like 7. That has been impossible recently.
7?
Like 7? Well,
like
I've always been in the morning, not p.m.
That's incredible. Well, okay, then what is off for you?
Well, off for me is my current sleep schedule where I sleep at 10 a.m. and wake up at 4 p.m.
Okay, yeah, that's a little different. Yeah, that sucks. How does it feel for you?
It feels so weird, but it's like all the days have been blending together. So like and also time as well. So like I'll be like, let's say like editing a photo to put on Instagram from like months ago, and then it's like 10 p.m. I'm like perfect, and I keep going, and I look at the time again at 6 a.m. I'm like, oh, okay. And then it just feels weird, and I just can't, like, my body will not manage to sleep until the clock hits 10 a.m. for some reason. It's like so weird.
That's so interesting. I wonder, it's like, what about that particular time where it's just like it hits and then your body just is like, okay, I can be free.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't know. It's a first.
Yeah, but it's cool to hear that. I think something that's really interesting about you is that like you just like roll out content all the time, and it's just so you just kind of, you're like fumbling around, making jokes, and then all of a sudden there's like 10 new posts within like the next hour of content. But you were saying that you're posting stuff from like months ago. How's that been like looking and like reminiscing over all these memories you took?
It's been especially, it's been like, when I took those photos at first, it was already amazing, to be like, hey, I was here, this happened. But like, to like reminisce on the fact that, wow, this happened when like we were allowed to do anything, and just like see it, like, I don't know, it gave like a new outlook as to how great it was to like meet people and be around people. Like it felt like there was a certain sort of like external like source of joy that came from just being around people, and just being around people you like. So yeah, especially like recently, like reposting photos from like the winter tour, from like the For Your Health winter tour. Like even then, it was like those 7 days was like one of the best 7 days like to end the year. And then there's like, if I knew that there was going to be a virus that would like shut everything down and like cause like a whole shift into normalcy, I would have probably like done more to enjoy those 7 days, or like take more memories, See, it's like, it's beautiful, but at the same time you are always filled with like that sort of regret where you're like, dang, I should have like taken more photos, I should have done more content for that, But it's great, it's okay.
It's good that you have that all like in the first place, but yeah, you're right. Like when you're in the moment and you're like, yeah, this is great, you never realize like how much it's going to impact you in the future, and there's never enough like memorabilia to really capture like how impactful it is and how meaningful. Oh yeah, I'm just like, for a second I'm like, oh. But it's great that I get to still enjoy your work, even as, from home, and I don't have to leave my house for that. You're particularly active. Well, I guess you're active on all social media, but I feel like Instagram is your main go-to for displaying all of your work. I was gonna say, tell us about your Instagram. You also have a website too.
Yeah. So I mean, on my Instagram, it's really at this point, it's just like before I had a website, that was like my go-to portfolio. And I used to post like any and everything I shot there, just being like, I shot this, I did this, look at it, here, take it. But as I grew more with experience, I come to realize that yeah, Instagram is also a pretty good portfolio, but at the same time, it's like if I were to say like an actual job doing like photography or whatever, it'd be weird to just be like, here, this is my social media platform, where like on my posts I do photos, and then on my stories I'm a whole different person. Like it's weird. So I decided to mostly like limit what I do with Instagram to mostly just like for Instagram to shoot like lifestyle shoots or like concert stuff. And then if anyone wanted anything more miscellaneous, like still life or whatever, they'll just go to my portfolio, because I've already had enough of a platform on Instagram just shooting concerts since I started doing it. So it'd be weird to just be like, hey, have a photo of like a show where people are here for and it gets lots of engagement, and then I shoot a photo of like a shoe and it gets like 2 likes because they're not used to it. So Instagram has just been like a place where I've learned consistency and learning where I stand in terms of like my platform online and how to capitalize off of that to get more opportunities. So that's what Instagram has been for me, and it's because of Instagram where I've channeled on other social media platforms what's the best thing to post and where and when to post it, and stuff like that.
Algorithms are terrifying, and I hate them.
Algorithms are scary because even, let's say like, and even it's weird because it's like on Instagram they'll be like, your following is more active Sundays at 6 p.m. and I'll be like, okay, Sunday at 6 p.m. I'll post like something, and then it's Sunday 6 p.m. I get nothing, and it's like, and then it's like, I don't know, and then it's like you have to do the math, and then you also have to like figure out like a funny caption or a very engaging caption to like get people to see your stuff. And it's like I'm busting my brain to be like already finding a good photo to post, but now I have to come up with something witty or funny or engaging so people are just to get like engagement. I hate it. It's annoying.
Yeah, it's definitely not just like, here's a picture, that's all. It's good to have, it's good to have like acknowledgement of the context of like, this is the band, this is the tour or the venue and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But then to get more engagement, I've noticed that like writing messages and being funny and getting people to interact, it's tiring, but that's how you get engagement, and that's how people just know about things in the first place. I'm like, how do I get the most people to be able to ignore my posts in the first place? Kind of feels weird. Yeah.
I wish it was just simple where I can just be like, I can take a picture of someone doing a live show and I can just write guitar and get like 300 likes, but I can't do that. So
yeah. I have enjoyed seeing your day-to-day posts too, though, because you went to school for photography, right? Was it for photography specifically?
Yeah, it was for photography. Yeah, specifically, yeah.
Yeah. So that's really amazing that you have such like a repertoire of work to lean on too, whether it's like nature shots or live shots or I don't know like the right artistic words for these, cool pictures of buildings and things like that. It's kind of a shame that people aren't taking as much notice to that as well as like band photography. But how has that been, exploring that avenue more?
Exploring the avenue of like still life and architectural stuff has been it's been great. When I first got my camera, that's the first thing I did. I just shot like still life and like architecture and like street photography. And then when I got introduced into concert photography in like 2017, I stopped doing that because it was like, oh, taking pictures of people doing stuff is a lot better than taking a picture of a building and it's not doing anything. Mm-hmm. So I like brushed that off completely for like a couple of years, and then went to school for photography, and then went back into that field, but it was only for a short period of time because in like the second semester of it, we were doing like still life and products, and I didn't like it. It was my worst class that I passed. Like I didn't do great in that class because it's been forever since I shot it. And then we went back again to shooting people. So it was nice to go back into an avenue from where I started and just like implement everything I've learned from concert photography and like from school, and then implementing it into just basic pictures of like a building or like a park or a tree. It's been really nice to just like explore that avenue again, but with like newer knowledge of things.
Yeah, definitely. It's I don't want to say convenient, but I'm glad that it's still accessible for you to be able to shoot things, and whether it's just your phone or with your camera gear, that you're able still to produce new art. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. It's been great. I mean, especially here, like it hasn't been like it was pretty bad at one point, but like it hasn't been bad enough where if I were to go outside with my camera, I get scolded at. But I was trying to do I wanted to do like some portrait shoots, like socially distant portrait shoots, and like or FaceTime photo shoots. But like FaceTime photo shoots, I've never done it. I didn't like the idea of it. It felt weird to me. And then socially distant shoots was like I went on like forums and on like Facebook about photography groups, and then I've seen people ask the same question, and it was literally like a witch hunt if they did it. They were like, if you did this, I'll find you, I'll end your career. So I was like, I'm just not gonna do that. So I figured instead, why not just like take pictures of like places that used to be hustle and bustling are now just quiet. Like I live on one of the main streets in Toronto, and it was weird, seeing like, hey, 20 cars a minute. Now you only see like 2, 3, like every 30 minutes. So it was pretty good to just like document that. But right now I don't have my camera because I gave it to Egan, who were new friends, because he wanted to do something. So I'm on a drought now. But it's been great to that what is usually an interpersonal like industry can still be like accessible and can still be like done in these like uncertain times.
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool. Do you think that over time, as we start being able to socialize more, and I mean, even if it's trickling in like a couple people, like one person at a time, 2 people, and then back to groups again, do you think those things will carry through over that kind of change? Like you exploring those different avenues, what do you see for yourself in the future, I guess?
I mean, like what I see for myself in the future is just I mean, once we can like go back in groups and stuff again, I definitely see myself breaking more boundaries into taking more content, just being more like less afraid to like approach people and approach like things to like shoot. And I mean, also like aside from photography, I've also just been like editing and like changing my style consistently and being like, maybe I should do this one day. So I feel like my content as well would be like stronger and more, and will stand out more. So I feel like despite these uncertain times, if things come back to normal and like we can go and we can be in groups again and like business can be booming again, I feel like I'll have like stronger content to share, and so I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm thinking back about how you were saying wanting to like cherish really good memories or really important memories, and wishing that you'd done more of that in the past. I'm thinking, like, does that apply now? Do we want to document all of this? I mean, yes, we should document all of this, right? Yeah. But I guess it's important how we document it now. Like the attitudes that we have, those are what's being immortalized, right?
That's it, yeah. So I mean, this is still something that can be documented. Like this is unprecedented. So you're just like, holy fuck, this never happened before. We're now living in a time where this has never fucking happened. So I don't know what to do. So documenting it, and then like, let's say like logging from you, like what has changed with your mannerisms, what has changed with your like point of views, what has changed with your like hobbies and interests and stuff like that. It's kind of good to still like keep track of that. Um, so like, I mean, just like, it's like, yeah, like it sucks right now that we can't do anything, but it's still really nice to just like keep like track of what's going on and how it's changing us and how it's changing everyone, like our peers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, even though if things are normal and we'll go back to it and be like, yo man, that COVID shit sucks, right? Like it's still pretty cool to notice like within that time how much you've grown as a person and how much you've changed as a person as well.
Speak for yourself. I'm gonna come out the same piece of shit I was before.
I'm not gonna lie, me too. But now I'm just, like,
it's a nice sentiment.
yeah, I mean, I just wanted to be performative for this time, but I'll still do it. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some good things that I'll have changed and that we'll see from each. I mean, it's definitely hindsight's 20/20, and I personally think it's easier to see like these good things in other people, but then seeing that kind of change within myself, it's gonna be for other people to tell me, because I'm not gonna know. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, this is just how I do things.
Exactly.
Yeah. But again, the whole fact that you can see those changes over time, like those are so clearly documented. Like, whereas me, I'm like, I have that internal monologue and that's about it. I don't really express those things. I have like notes in my phone, but you have like a category, like dated, location, edited still lifes of your life. That is intense. I mean, and that's, I guess, particular to you as a photographer. So
Yeah.
I mean, I admire that, like, dedication to documenting this history. Yeah, that didn't really have a question in it right now. What are some ways that we can support you right now? Because you were talking about that you've been editing work and still posting content. Is there any way, like specifically, that we could do to help you out?
At the moment, I mean, I haven't updated it yet, but I have a print shop up right now. So I still have yet to add like photos I posted from before, but there's a decent catalog of just like stuff I've shot from like shows to like things I shot when I was in California and just like everything in between. So I have that print shop up right now, but I have yet to update it and I haven't talked about it since like quarantine started. But I have that up, so I will I guess send you the link afterwards.
Yeah, I can post all of these things.
Yeah, I mean, I also have a PayPal as well. I don't have Cash App or Venmo because I'm Canadian. We suck like that. But yeah, those are the ways you can support me directly.
Sure, I'll gather that information and make that available to everybody. I also wanted to bring up that you were nominated to be photographer of the year, best concert photographer of the year from Scene Daddy. The Scene Daddy Music Awards 2020 is the full name of that. But there's so many like really cool people on here. There's definitely some things where I'm just like, that's funny. Most dedicated fan base, I think, is a funny category. It's like Ice Nine Kills, Knocked Loose, Motionless in White, My Chemical Romance, Sleeping with Sirens, and The Ghost Inside.
I think I saw Knocked Loose like 7 times in that like award like category.
I mean, I think it's My Chemical Romance.
Well, I voted for My Chemical Romance. I mean, speaking as myself as a fan, I'm kind of pissed off that like I probably won't see them this year, but I saw the whole thing and then I saw like Knocked Loose on there like at least 5 times. I was like, okay, cool.
That's true. Like having to decide between Ollie Sykes from Bring Me the Horizon and Ronnie Radke from Falling in Reverse for Vocalist of the Year. I mean, there's other people too, but that's just immediately what my eyes went to. I'm just like, these sure are some...
I honestly forgot that Ronnie Radke existed.
There's actually a new this not Ronnie Radke, but Ollie Sykes from Bring Me the Horizon was one of the producers of a new Halsey song that was on the Birds of Prey soundtrack, which is a terrible movie, but the soundtrack bangs. And yeah, Ollie Sykes, Bring Me the Horizon, Halsey, and Harley Quinn is my 2020. Oh,
God, we need to go out soon.
I'm trying to see what else is here. I don't like the like song of the year, EP of the year. Like I don't really know.
It's weird
like,
because
I don't really recognize a lot of these things, but also I'm probably out of touch.
I mean, I've seen half of those and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm out of touch too. I'm pretty certain in the photographer of the year category, I am the only person in that list that shoots like screamo bands.
Oh really?
Like,
I actually didn't check. I just vote for you every day. Well, you can vote every day, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, like everyone in that list has shot like you know, like music hall, like venue shows, like music hall or like arena shows, and I'm like, I've only shot like basement shows.
Okay.
But it's cool. It's a flex. I'll take it. If I'm still nominated for, and all I do is shoot like basement shows for like bands that get like 1,000, 2,000 monthly listeners, and like I'll take it.
I mean, I think that shows like your caliber of work, that you can be on the same like list of these artists.
The same list. That's it. You know, so all I'm saying is when shows happen and I can shoot like an arena show, it's over for them.
Yeah, fucking show them. Little turds. But yeah, I'll post the information to your PayPal and your website, and I'll check in with you to make sure all of that is available. Thank you so much for talking with us and sharing your evening. Just as a cute little segue, my name's Judy and I run Quiet Your Records. This is Grimalkin Wednesdays. We're doing this with Grimalkin Records and Rumblepak, talking with artists every week and creative folks about what's going on. So that was Alice Hirsch, photographer extraordinaire, cringe queen, needs to be kicked out. Someone needs to help her. Oh my gosh. We love you, Alice.
I love you too.
So I'm gonna transition over and keep this super casual by transitioning over to our sweet Sofia, who is from Gif From God, from Listless, does all the graphic design for Grimalkin Wednesdays, and also design the Quiet Your logo. Pretty much does all of the design stuff that I give up on trying to do myself, and then makes it way better. Also DJs for Ice Cream Support Group, which I'm also a part of, and then DJs for Formula. You do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Okay, this is really good. Maybe we should give this a second. Okay, let's just take this in for a second. This is, Sofia made a new mix, so everything that you're going to be hearing onwards is this mix specifically for Grimalkin Wednesdays, exclusive.
a lot.
Can you hear the mix still going? Is it too loud?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Did no one tell me that the sound wasn't on for the background music this entire time? That's cool. Fine. How's your day been, Sophia?
No, I woke up at like 1:30.
Nice. You still woke up before me.
Yeah, I just recorded this. Got it.
How did you record? You said that this is a mix. I don't know what that means.
It's just like I compile a bunch of songs that I like, and I like blend them together with like effects or something, or on like my turntables here.
Oh, cool. So then how did you, is this like, when you're recording this, are you playing it live and then recording it like that way, or how do you do that?
Yeah. I do it all in one same live, so it's like, I don't know, some people do it like where they put it together in like a DAW, you know? But I really like just like doing it live like I would at a show.
Yeah, it definitely gives, it brings out that like live show quality and where you can like really feel things out. Do you think that there's a difference between like do you think that there's a difference between how you record and like play music, like when you know that's going to be listened to just at home versus when you're going to play it in a club or in a venue or a house or etc.?
I mean, I like to listen to mixes in my home already, you know, and like even when I'm playing like with band and stuff, I like it when there's like lots of songs and not like a start-stop sort of situation. So, I don't know, it's like to go together.
Yeah, because I think that's something that's like different from, I mean, because you know, I make like indie rock music and things have like a definitive start and stop, but as far as like DJing and electronic music goes, I mean, you could go on for like an hour. Like an hour is like a song is a set, I mean, kind of a thing.
Yeah, and that's like on the shorter end, honestly, for a lot of people. Like DJing comes from like people having like a job, you know, in a club, and it's like, you know, they're at that job for 8 hours. So it's like, you know, some people go for that long, you know, like overnight or whatever. I'm more comfortable in like the hour to 2 hour range personally, because I like to play really high energy stuff, and I feel like if that can get pulverizing and loses its impact if it's just like fed to you for too long, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how you personally would have the energy, because I think when you're performing too, you put your energy into it, and so if it's like high impact the entire time, you're gonna pass out.
I preserve my energy for it, and I definitely like prepare myself to go hard like that for a long time, you know? So it's like a long ritual leading up to my success.
Yeah. Actually, I'm thinking about it now because I just reminisce on like a bunch of memories of you DJing in real life, and sometimes like there's this, I don't know, wild tiger that comes out that's like, where I'm just like, holy, like who is this person? Where you're behind like the decks and whatnot, and all of a sudden you're like, I don't know, your presence takes up the room. But then I'll also see you play in like Listless, and you're turned around the entire time for the most part, right? If not all the time.
That definitely used to be how it was for a long time, like me just getting comfortable playing guitar in front of people. And I had to like watch John a lot while like the drummer while we play, because it's like, I don't know, some of like the timing changes is just like hard to get without like having them to do it. But I don't know, I'm starting to come out of my shell and face the crowd more with that. But I also have to concentrate the guitar a lot. Like my ability to like rock and Listless is a little different than like Gif From God, where I can like, I take slightly more of a back seat and I can just like go hard and maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm thinking now because I haven't seen Gif From God live nearly as much as I've seen like Listless and your DJing side. Yeah, because you play a different instrument. You play bass in Gif From God, right? Is that like your main instrument that you would say, or what?
I mean, I don't have like a main instrument. It was like the first.
The jack of all trades.
I don't know. I kind of like learned bass and guitar alongside each other a lot, you know. And I don't know. It was always in the context of playing in bands usually and stuff, and just like I picked up bass out of necessity. Like I wasn't like to be a bassist in a band, but like the first band I played in, I was like already and didn't have a reliable bass player. And then in Gif From God, it was like I got asked to and bass player, so they were like play bass.
Yeah, what a journey. And how long have you been doing like graphic design stuff? I feel like that's even before I knew about you as a musician, I would see your work in like flyers and merch and things like that.
I don't know how I got really started with that. I kind of feel like it was really like I wanted to put on shows and stuff and just be like a useful part of like the DIY scene. Like particularly with my friends who were in Great Britain and stuff. So I was like, I can make flyers if y'all need them. And saw some that I was like, you know, really not a whole lot of like effort into. So I was like, well, I can do a little better than this if y'all wanted, you know, just ask me. And so I started getting hit up, and I guess like I laid the groundwork through like that and booking my own shows and making my flyers for those. And eventually people started paying me to do it because they liked what I was putting out.
Yeah, wow, that's so cool. I didn't realize that was just a natural inclination, because I feel like the quality of work that you put out now is like it's like really like professional level, I would say. I mean, the Gif From God merch, you designed yourself.
I mean, some of it, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's like stuff that people are wearing like all over the country, and I feel like that's really freaking cool. I think I was in like, I saw in Salem, Massachusetts, I saw somebody wearing a Gif From God sweater. And I was just like, this is really weird.
Yeah. That's cool. It's nice to see stuff like that in the wild, you know, or like see my friends from like around the country posting selfies and like merch that's like, man, I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think something that you brought up before, personally between you and I, are like weenie fanboys who are into your music.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask, so what do you think defines a weenie fanboy?
Oh, I don't know. It's entitlement, I guess. Like entitlement to like attention from like, and also like, I don't know, like this weird like they identify so much with music that it's almost like they live it as part of their personality. You know?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I guess that makes sense, because I see that in, I don't know, so many other areas. It's like if there's something that people are going to be interested in, there's also people who take it just way too far.
Yeah. Like I really want people to, you know, say hi to me at shows and be like, hey, it's that, etc. Like tell me what's up with them, and you know, talk about whatever. You know, I love meeting people through music, and that's part of why I do it. But I just had instances where like, I don't know, like I remember the Gif got like a piece of fan mail in our Facebook Messenger, like after our first tour with me on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this guy who was basically saying that I completely snubbed him like some sort of stereotypical valley girl while we were at the show, because I wouldn't like turn around and say hi to him. And like when I looked at this guy's picture, I was like, I didn't think eye contact with him at any point during the night, you know? So
Yeah.
I feel like he must have been talking at like the back of my head, like mid-dude, trying to get your attention or whatever. And it was like a show. It was loud and crowded. And he took that as like a personal slight that I didn't turn around and like appreciate him. You know, and he like complained about it in our messenger, and it was really weird. And then he kind of like insinuated that he was good, which was like,
Oh, that's really weird.
yeah, that's like up there, you know.
I recently learned what the word punisher means.
Yeah.
By recently, I mean like a couple months, but I feel like I would classify punishers under weenie boys, right? Do they fall under the same umbrella?
Yeah, I would say they both like there's like a big Venn diagram overlap there, you know.
Okay, I'm trying to think of who else. Who do you think else would be on there?
Oh God, these are mean questions.
We're not naming anybody.
Oh God.
Weenie boys, punishers.
People who are in strangers' DMs asking for feet pics.
True. Yeah, I wish there was a concise word for that. Feeders.
The feeders.
The feeders. I mean, of course, there's like stalkers, but that one's less fun.
Yeah. That has like a sinister ring to it. And this is more a huge, like a weird thing.
Yeah, where it's just like, ah, and then there's the stalkers, and then you get like Selena. Oh, I'm sorry, that just made me sad. That's not gonna happen though. Not to us.
God.
Sorry, I just keep like pausing because there's so many good moments in this mix that you've made, and it's like you said before, they're very like what was it? You said not high impact, high energy. Yeah, so I'm just like sitting here like bopping along and stuff. So it's just nice. I just keep like it just keeps grabbing my attention. I realized that your music is really good running music.
That's good. I like that.
Or actually, well, in my case, brisk walking music.
That's
a halftime sport, yeah.
For me, it's like I fidget a lot, you know, and I like to listen to fast music and play fast music to have something to like put that kind of nervous energy out into. Like I like to headbang along to like something that would otherwise kind of just be like fidgeting with my hands or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that I think comparatively between playing like live music and then having like virtual gigs, doing DJ stuff, I mean, and doing graphic design, where do you feel like you've been gravitating more towards, like, since live events have been more shut down? I mean, I guess it kind of, you can kind of like push the live events to the side, but like between like graphic design and doing DJ stuff?
I mean, I feel like I'm doing both, like the same amount of like effort, you know. Like, requests from like a few friends for graphic design things, and with the same volume, I've been getting like opportunities to do streams like this. So, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like doing music a little more just because I have more control over what I'm doing versus like graphic design, which is more like a commission-based thing, and so I'm kind of doing the best and more like problem solving, where I'm like figuring out how to format a large amount of things. You know, it's like visually appealing and visually suitable. But music is more like I can do what I think is cool. And, you know, people have to trust that they're not there instead of my face.
Wait, what was that last second of what you said? I couldn't hear you for a second.
I was just saying people have to kind of like trust my face.
Oh, yeah. Do you think... Sorry, again, I'm like really into this. I feel like I miss going dancing so much that I like can't stop. Me and a friend were talking earlier about how much we miss going out, and just that there's like no other experience like being at an annoying, shitty, smoky club full of strangers that are annoying and get a little bit too close.
Yeah.
But you know, it's an experience.
Yeah. I really love going to shows and like performing and stuff and hanging out and dancing. I don't know. I miss dancing.
Yeah. What are your favorite dance moves?
I kind of blame like a techno dish, you know. I just kind of like go back and forth and move my feet around and stuff. And kind of do like.
Right, but are we talking like a move your feet like?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. See?
I think that's something that I've noticed about screamo people is nervousness about dancing.
For what?
Is nervousness about dancing, and I know that there are like hardcore dance moves, you know, like all those things. But then when I find it to be like the same thing in my head, where I'm just like, yeah, music plays, you dance, you learn different moves. It's like the hardcore dance, it's like a TikTok dance, it's like a whatever, really, to me.
That's how I feel about it. That's how I like, I don't know, when I first saw hardcore dancing and stuff, I was already into dancing as a, you know, thing to do. So I was like, this makes sense, you know? And I don't know, it stopped making sense when it was just like dudes who actually can't dance just punching people in the face. Like, I'm like, that's not as cool to me, but you know, different strokes, I suppose.
Yeah. I wonder about like the crossover between folks who are like screamo and into like, I don't know, electronic music and like club music and all that kind of stuff, because there's so many raves going on. I sincerely hope that there's gonna be a lot more like screamo emo kids who just magically come out and are just somehow way better at dancing. Like everyone just like storms the club, storms the show and the venue, what have you, and there's just no more shame.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to be a part of like the helping bridge the gap between like hardcore screamo kids who are into like energetic and like who are into like, I don't know, electronic music. And, I don't know. I like blending those things together in acceptable ways.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's particularly cool about your work. I mean, stylistically for your graphic design work, it does, I think, combines a lot of themes of like darker, gothier, kind of aesthetics with like sci-fi, technological kind of aesthetics. Again, I'm an artist and I know how to talk about these things. But your aesthetic, like, I feel like I see the influences between like hardcore emo, like guitar-based music, and then the aesthetics involved for like electronic and DJ music and things like that. Again, artistes.
That's cool that you noticed that. I'm glad that it comes through.
Thanks. That was not a question. I'm sorry. No, that's cool that that comes out. I do hope that that is something that I think it's made a difference in people like crossing the bridge between those two things. Like, I think in Richmond in particular, we're pretty good at having like goth raves. So there's like a bunch of punks.
Yeah.
Who are like
crossover.
Yeah. But I think, yeah, that is something particularly special about Richmond. I think Philly does it too, has that kind of a scene too.
For sure. I mean, New York, Philly, those are already like great bands, you know, and I feel like it's like part of culture there in a lot of ways, like the underground culture. And being a punk in those places is also just like the same, it's given the same weight and the same like part of like, I don't know. I see a lot of that blending crossover all the time, and I really like it. Those are like my kindred souls when I get to talk about like the same type of music on both ends of those people. You know?
Do you find yourself still able to make those kinds of connections even from home? I mean, I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, what are things that you've been able to see translate over that you enjoy about live performances and live events experiences over to more of just an internet-based experience?
I don't know. I mean, I've been doing things such as this where I'm just like trying to keep on putting out mixes that people can check out because they have all this spare time to consume it, you know? So I have like, I put out a mix recently, and I'm going to put out another mix like this Sunday with Ice Cream Sunday. And I don't know, just want to keep on putting stuff out like that. I wish I could like, you know, talk to people easier and stuff because like, you know, everyone's on their own schedule kind of, you know. But I'm definitely, you know, still in communication with a lot of my friends about stuff and talking about the way to keep in touch through social media. Like, I don't know, I saw like my friend Ash, who plays under the DJ name Doughboy, has been putting out a lot of really amazing stuff in the past couple weeks and stuff. I don't know. Like Archangel has been doing a lot in quarantine. A lot to keep up with.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's definitely pretty amazing seeing how much she just casually gets done, and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, you know, just like all these things, and she's just like, yeah, I don't know, I'm so tired. I'm like, why do you think? Just as a shout out to Archangel, who will be on this show next week. Wait, could you tell us more about the Ice Cream Sundays, which is a great name, by the way?
It's it's like a new mix series by Ice Cream Social and Ice Cream Support Group. I guess this is like an extension of those things where Ice Cream Support Group is a bigger umbrella, and underneath that is like the Ice Cream Social parties and stuff. Like the raves that we put on, like they're mostly around like annuals, like, you know, drive on. I just try to help facilitate, you know. And Ice Cream Sunday is like the activity that kind of brings folk up and kind of put together. And I'm really looking forward to it. So Angel had like the first episode, and every Sunday there's going to be an episode and like the next hour long, like the DJ host wants to do. But it's like for the Ice Cream Social DJs, Angel, myself, Sanji the Hedgehog, and Hunting Dog, just like trading off, kind of filling that time up with whatever we really want, because like mixes or interviews or, you know, whatever, because of platforms. So like we just think kind of staying with like putting out mixes and culture while we can.
Yeah, for sure. I think I saw that there were 3 mixes that were put out already, and then yours is the 4th one on the, I want to say the 30th?
The 24th.
24th. Yeah, so that one's coming up, and I think both of us are actually playing this other show, The Net. Yeah, that is also Ice Cream Support Group.
Actually, I think my mix does come out on the 30th. Wait, no, it's the... It is the 24th for sure.
Okay. That's exciting.
I'm just dilating really bad.
You miss what?
The time is dilated really bad right now.
I feel like we're literally in a club right now where I'm like, I can't hear you over the music. And it feels good.
ASMR experience. You're in the loud club trying to have a conversation with your friend.
I saw a tweet about how this person wants to like hire a bunch of tall people to stand in front of her while like Avett Brothers plays and someone sloshes beer on her head just because she just misses the concert experience. Oh my gosh, what do you miss about shows? Again, because I think you have a particular perspective about it because you perform in multiple facets, but then you also, I mean, you just participate, you dance, and you are an organizer. So
I mean, for me, it's like playing shows is very important as a musician, as a DJ. It's like the most direct way that I'm able to like get paid as a like working DJ and as a bassist and guitar player and working bands and stuff. So it's just like a bummer that I can't do that. I mean, you do live streams and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like there's nothing that can replace like feeling that kind of like group unconscious feeling of being in that show and listening to music and being hit in the chest with the same big screams and stuff like that. It's like there's like a physical aspect to it that is sweet, like home listening for me. And that's like my favorite way to consume music as an art form. So I don't know, it's like everything else is kind of just like making up for that a little bit.
yeah, there's definitely it's a special experience when you're in a room of people who all feel like the bass about to drop and that like hype feeling of everyone building up together, and then all of a sudden you see everyone in the room start jumping around all at once, and it's not like if we were all like, hey, do this now.
Yeah,
it just like happens organically. But then you're also somebody who gets to manipulate a room that way by saying like, this is the part where they're gonna start jumping up and around.
Yeah, I've heard people say that like music is like a very like direct form of like magic, in the sense that you can like exert control over your world and people with like sounds that you're making, essentially. And that feeling of like being like, I'm gonna make this happen, I know it's gonna cause this reaction, you know, very powerful. You know, it's a talk.
Yeah, that is really powerful. I feel like we've been talking for a while, so I do want to let people listen to the music. At the same time, I do, not that, I don't know, if you're watching this like on your laptop or something and you can also be on your phone, I will say this is like completely unrelated, but it's the 1 year anniversary of Shingard and For Your Health split that I helped put out, and so they're talking on Instagram about it, and it's starting now, so don't leave, but also go there too.
No, go there.
No. I mean, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so I know that we talked about you're still doing commissions for graphic design. You're putting out mixes with the Ice Cream Support Group / Ice Cream Social. You gave us this mix now, which is really sweet. I hope that you'll post this somewhere too. This is so good. And yeah, it seems like while like Gif From God and Listless are kind of on the back burner for like touring and performing, the fact that you have so much to work on and to explore outside of that is also really great to hear. Is there any ways in particular that we can support you specifically?
You can follow me on Instagram and on SoundCloud and stuff. It just helps me with getting more exposure as a DJ. You know, for when the stuff comes out, you know, I'm not really the type to put my mix on a wall or anything. I don't know. I like to share music freely as much as I can, but you know, if you want to like buy a physical copy of like the Gif From God approximation of the album or the Listless tape, And Listless is going to be coming out with a split with Nicola and your computer, so if you want to go out and buy that, get a shirt from a gift or something like that, merch sales are great. So yeah, sort of stuff is cool,
Sweet. I'm gonna. Yeah, thank you, Sophia, for talking with us. Especially for so long, I didn't realize. I don't know, since we haven't done this style before, and this is just the second episode. I appreciate you being flexible about the way that we did interview, but also the mix playing in the back and all that kind of stuff. Again, if I don't have audio playing in the back, but anyway, outside of that, yeah, thank you for being here and for talking about pretty much every aspect of your life.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It was great. I had a good time.
You're listening right now. The world who's watching this right now is listening to a mix by DJ Sofia Lakis, and you're watching Premiere Wednesdays, a collaborative effort between Quiet Ear Records, Grimalkin Records, and Rumblepak. All the artists on the show will get paid, but donations from the show will go to Virginia Anti-Violence Project. Their website and information is all on the event pages and things like that. So if you could donate directly to them, that would be great. If you want to Venmo me or PayPal me instead, if that's just easier for you, anything, I am open to that as well. I'm just gonna let the last 9 minutes of this mix play, but otherwise, thank you everybody for being here. We'll see you next week at 7:30 with Ghosts from Listless and Archangel, also from Ice Cream Support Group, and other